So, hey, what's up, guys? I'm so excited to see tons of my friends here in the room already. Love you guys. And if you haven't said hello, go ahead and do that because I just love to see who all comes to these shows. It makes me so happy. If you didn't know, because some people are still tweeting me and didn't realize, and that's totally cool, I am now doing two shows on Wednesdays, 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. So you are not late. We just had a show at 4 p.m. and I thought it was pretty awesome. If you were at that show, let me know what you thought. But there were a lot of people there. I thought we really discussed a lot of great topics, and there's some that I want to discuss as well. So I see an ad playing right now. That is so weird. Do you guys see that? That is so strange. Anyway, now I see myself, so I think we're good. But we have so much to talk about, I think. But what I want to tell you is something I just discovered within the last hour, and that is, thank you, Abigail. She likes my hair. I've curled it. Thank you so much. I'm going to have three shows, at least three shows next week, because we all know this finale is going to be epic. So let's do a 4 p.m. on Thursday. So 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. on Wednesday, that's Eastern time, and then a 4 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday. Are you guys cool with that? Camille, you're saying some very nice things. Thank you so much. You know, I love you too. And Nastasia, thank you so much. And thank you for the picture. I love the hoodie that you had on, by the way. Gosh, there's so many people here. I'm going to say hey to a lot of you. Dave, Janice, a lot of you are back, which is awesome. Neely, yes, you are my friend. Stephanie, Camille, Alec, Ingrid, Tony, Nastasia, Chantel, Tamari. I know that's not everyone. Kay, thank you so much. And thanks for being here. There's so many of you here. If you haven't said hey to me yet, say hey. So what we were trying to figure out last time, our last hour, was who we think Charles is. I think this is huge because from all the cast interviews that I've heard and all the stuff I've been reading lately, I truly feel like we're going to actually find out who is A after all this time. So I think we should really take time. If you guys have time, which I stayed up to like 2 a.m. doing research, which I know is insane, but I'm so obsessed with figuring out who Charles is that I was watching other people's videos. And believe me, I fully support everyone else in the PLL YouTube community. I follow a lot of them. I think like Gigi XO is amazing. I think that's her name. And her theory videos are like out of this world, so you should check them out. And I was watching a lot of them because I'm myself trying to figure out who Charles is. And I have a lot of different theories, and I'll let you guys know what they are if you weren't in the last show. So if you've heard this before, I'm sorry. But, you know, every show like this is different. Thank you, Amanda. I really appreciate it. And I'm so glad you love my show. Thank you. Aw, Nisi, thank you so much. On fleek. That's like, I love to be on fleek. Thank you. But anyway, so... And thank you, Stephanie. Guys, you would never believe, I used to be so terrible at makeup. I didn't know what I was doing, but I give all the credit to YouTube because I learned how to do eye makeup looks and stuff from people in the beauty community on YouTube. So I feel like you can learn how to do anything on here. But anyway, I want to get to some of your comments now. It's Vanessa's first live show. Hey, Vanessa, thanks so much for being here. Yeah, so a lot of people are talking about what's in the barrel. So I'm a little bit confused on this. I try to follow Marlene's tweets as much as I can. However, sometimes I think I miss comments that she says to people. I see all the tweets she sends out, but not always if she's at messaging or answering someone, I miss it sometimes. Oh, thank you, Tony. That is so sweet. Thank you. Me doing a makeup tutorial, Janice? No, I'm really not that good. But I know I'm getting off topic here. I was in Nordstrom the other day, and someone at one of the high-end makeup counters told me they like my makeup, and I was like, are you talking to someone behind me or what? Because I don't feel I know how to do an everyday look, sort of. But maybe I'll think about it. But I don't think you should listen to me about that. But thank you. Yes, Kay Minaj, I am going to do 3 shows. I'm going to have one on Thursday because a lot of you were tweeting me that you're not going to be around Wednesday afternoon, and that's totally fine. So we're going to do Wednesday at 4 and 6 and Thursday at 4. I will tweet all this stuff out, I'll tweet it a bunch of times between now and then. Angel, do I think Caleb could be A? I had this epiphany yesterday. Okay, if you didn't know, I've been periscoping, and if you don't know what that is, I'll quickly explain it. Periscope is Twitter's way of doing what we're doing here. So you can host a live show any time of the day. It's so easy on Periscope. If you have a Twitter, you just download the Periscope app, which is free, so you can get that on your iPad or your tablet or whatever, or your phone, And I've been Periscoping right after the East Coast airing of PLL. So I think we definitely need to do more than just one of those. It's been really fun. If you're somebody who's been to that, one of my Periscopes, it's been a lot of fun. There's actually been a lot of people there, and we've had a blast. So I was Periscoping after the episode last night. I also live tweet during the episodes because I'm kind of obsessed. And I was tweeting about Caleb. I promise you this is going somewhere. And I kept saying, you know, Caleb is boyfriend goals. Caleb is the best boyfriend. I mean, she didn't understand why he was going to New York. And he was like, well, we're going to get a place there and I'm going to help pay your tuition. And I was like, oh my gosh, best man ever. And then I was like, wow, he's such a great boyfriend. He's such a good character. Something's wrong. And I started to really suspect him. And then I did a lot of research on him last night. And now I'm pretty much convinced it's him. Well, not 100%, but I feel like that's my top suspect right now. Why? Let's talk about it. Because Caleb, we don't really know his backstory. He ran away from his foster home, which could mean Radley. Someone is supplying him with a lot of money. He claims it was his mom, but we know Mrs. D would totally be doing that for Charles because she supported Charles. We've always been thought to believe that he's such a good guy and, you know, a wonderful guy, a wonderful boyfriend. And if the people who write this show are smart, which I hope and think they are, it's got to be the least likely, not the obvious. It's not going to be Reese. They're trying so hard to get us to ship this idea that it's Reese, and it's not. Okay, let's get back to comments. Stephanie's saying Caleb is a little too perfect of a boyfriend. Totally agree. And he was shady in yesterday's episode, but they kind of glossed over it because I don't know why he had that industrial laptop with him. Hannah is smart and she questions it, but then he has such a good answer because he's really smooth all the time that she forgets. So she questioned it, but then he had some kind of answer and she was like, okay. She didn't understand why he was in New York. And his answer was so romantic that we're all like, oh my gosh, you were so awesome. Your boyfriend goals. And we forgot that maybe that doesn't really add up, okay? All right. I know you guys don't want Caleb to be A or Charles. I love Caleb, okay? But I love Caleb. But guys, I also want to point this out, what I think about Charles. And I've said it probably before recently, that I don't think he's necessarily a super evil person. I think he's being manipulated by Redcoat. So therefore, we may not have to hate him if it is Caleb or whoever it is. So, I don't know. Supposedly, okay, so in the last chat, people told me that some science student was found in the barrel. I'm trying to get back to that now. And then some people tell me that we're going to find out next week. I don't know. I have missed that. If Marlene's tweeted it, I've been missing it. So, if you can like tell me where I can find that, let me know. So Tyler is asking if I could upload my reaction to the A reveal because I don't know if you're a girl or a guy, but you can't watch the Periscope since Pacific time. Yes. So what I planned on doing is a couple of things. For the finale next week, I plan on being live on Periscope for the entire hour, which helps you if you're East Coast and want to do this. So you can watch my reactions live. But I also plan on having my camera set up at a different angle so that it records my reactions so that I can share that with you. For those of you who cannot watch Periscope, I will share that with you in my finale recap, if that's cool with you. So I have a lot of plans. Kristen thinks, what's up, Kristen, that Eddie Lamb is in the barrel. I've always thought that. But you know what? They drop storylines and characters so fast that I don't even know if they give a crap what happened to Eddie Lamb. I kind of care. Ashley is back. Thanks for being here. Wants to know about Caleb's dad. Jamie, he had the photo he carried around. Yeah, I know. But, okay, Diana doesn't think it's Caleb. But let me tell you something about this. A lot of people want to argue about who could be Charles. Some people will say, well, that person's too young, or that person's still in high school, or that person doesn't have blonde hair. Charles has tried to conceal his identity completely. He doesn't want anyone to know he's Charles. So if this is a person who we actually know, like they're leading us to believe, they have done things to change their name, to change their appearance, possibly change their accent. I'm talking about Ren here. Okay, so someone could still be in high school and be 25. The show is weird anyway. There's people who are super old and playing young parts and super young. And I mean, you know, it's all over the place. But I'm saying deliberately the character could be 20 and be acting 16, okay? Also, the person could have dyed their hair, changed their name, talking with the British accent, or so on and so forth. Paid people to show up to pretend to be their family, blackmail people into it. I don't know. Alec is back. What's up, Alec? Definitely doesn't think Caleb was A because of Ravenswood. Now, there is a good point because he only came back because it was canceled. If it's him, it's just going to seem like they pulled a name from a hat. So a couple of hours ago, I think you made a really good point there, Alec. A couple of hours ago, Simona tweeted me a very cool interview with Janelle Parrish that was done maybe today or yesterday from the E! Network, and she talked a lot about the finale and what's going to happen in the time jump. It was very informative, and she claims in this interview that they have known since the very beginning who A is. They have planned it. They have put little breadcrumbs in every episode, and if you've read that really now famous Keegan Allen article, you know that he said something similar. You could go back, watch all the seasons, and figure out, oh, there's these little clues here that make it so obvious that this person is A. So, you know, I feel like my biggest hope for this is that it is someone who we don't suspect, who isn't obvious, who we care about, who will completely shock us, and we will see the clues if we go back. I would love to do that after this finale airs. Go back, rewatch everything, find the clues. Wouldn't you guys like to do that? I would love that. All right. Kay Minaj says, if it was Caleb, Hannah would be pissed. And in that clip, we're talking about, they released like a clip yesterday about what's going to happen in the finale. If you've seen it, Charles is getting ready to jump off the roof of a building. The girls are trying to stop him. They said he's already told them like his whole story and blah, blah, blah. Kay Minaj is saying that Hannah would be pissed. And Caleb are in the time jump, so she doesn't think that he could be around if he was Charles. Okay, I get it. A lot of you who are disagreeing with me have uber compelling points. I get it. So let's move on. Let's figure out somebody else. Sasha doesn't think Caleb is A. They treated Ravenswood as part of PLL. They even had Hannah on it. Yep, no offense. It's okay. I'm not offended because I have honestly changed who I thought it is a lot. Do we still have any hope that it could be Ezra? I know so many of you think it's Ren, and I hope anyone who thinks it's Ren, and I'm not saying it's not, please tell me that you are not going by the Reddit spoiler person. The Reddit spoiler person has been so wrong. First of all, they said that Spencer was going to be admitted into Oxford the episode after they leaked the spoilers. That has still not happened. It's been like 3 weeks since then. Second, they said Emily and Allie would kiss at prom. No, that didn't happen. A lot of crap never happened, never close to happening. Just because the spoiler person says it's Ren, please do not use that as your grounds for thinking that, because that person made up. I think they lied. They went on a hunch that it was Ren. People think it's going to be Ren. It still could be, but please don't think that that is, you know, the reason to believe the Reddit person. Okay. Okay. Will I be doing one final recap video after the finale? Yes. So we're supposed to find out who Charles is in the first 10 minutes, okay? So I'm hoping we're going to find out who Redcoat is, and the whole episode is going to be epic. So if there are lots of shocking moments, it is possible that I could have one reaction video. I mean, I'm not going to put up a whole, like, 45 minutes of me staring at the TV on, like, as an actual YouTube video if a lot of it is just me watching the TV, okay? It's got to be edited. So if it's just a couple of surprising things, I'll include that in the recap. I do plan on definitely doing a recap. I may include that reaction in there, or I may just do 2 videos, but definitely have a recap. Someone was asking how long the show is going to be. It's just the regular hour, sadly, which is not really an hour because of commercials. All right. Janice loves Melissa being involved somehow, or one of the parents. That would be awesome. I love the moms last night, especially Spencer's mom. She was freaking hilarious. I've never seen her that sassy before. I think she had a really good point, which I don't know if it's true or if she's trying to do something else here. She thinks that Mr. D actually killed his wife because she was always unfaithful and everything, and I could totally see that being true. But someone, and I can't remember who, and I'm sorry if you're back again, someone made the point that perhaps she was saying that because she killed Mrs. D because of the affair that Mrs. D had with her husband. You're trying to, like, deflect the blame. I really like that. So Alec is saying a lot of stuff here. Let me see what you're saying. So Alec doesn't know if we'll be shocked. He thinks he said this last time that Marlene said they want us to know who A is before next week and want us to figure it out. And also, but we don't have enough information to figure out. Do you feel like we have enough information right now at this moment to figure out who is A? Because if we did, so many of you would be saying, this person I know for sure is Charles, or at least I think, and you guys aren't doing that. So Oliver said the thing about the best mysteries are not making people say, oh my God, but rather that makes sense. So that makes him think Ren. Yes, and if you watch that interview that I tweeted out with Janelle, she said it was shocking. Those were her words. So I don't know. Janice wants the A reveal to be like totally shocking, blast her off the couch, and not disappointed with some lame twin theory. So I had this really bad idea in the show a couple hours ago. And by the way, if I'm missing your comments, which I'm missing a ton, I know they're going by so fast. Please just keep on saying it till I get to you if you really want me to address you, because I will completely. I'm not trying to skip anyone. But I had this really bad thought that they're going to do this very shocking thing in the first 10 minutes. They're going to reveal someone as Charles, and it's going to either be Ezra, Toby, or Caleb. And they're going to pull off their mask, and we're going to see one of those guys' faces, and we're going to scream and cry and freak out. Maybe not cry, but freak out and yell at the TV. And then you're going to be like, this person's going to be like, wait, I'm not Ezra. I'm Ezra's brother. I'm Ezra's twin. I'm Charles. Okay, I feel like that's very sneaky and very manipulative. And when I mentioned this in the last show, people were not happy. If you haven't heard it, I want to know what you think about it. But I would feel manipulated and tricked, and I wouldn't be upset with the writers, to be completely honest. Really, Ingrid, you saw Sasha, aka Allie, posting something about Courtney on Instagram. If you've read the books, Courtney was a big part of the series. She was Allie's evil twin. I hope they don't go that direction, but we'll see. So I guess Nastasia is saying that Spencer's mom didn't really seem that drunk. She really seemed like she had an agenda. Like she wanted those women to believe something. Was it her idea that they get together? I found it very strange. The Ruthless Gamer is asking if Toby's mom could be Black Widow. I think she's going to have a role in this next episode, and I think she could be. I could definitely see her being alive still. Janice is asking if the finale is supposed to take place at Radley. Well, a lot of you seem to think that this sneak peek that we got of Charles almost jumping off the roof, you think that this is Radley's roof that he's on, so I could see that. Alec will never watch the show again if it was a twin. Kristen would be so angry. Vanessa is not cool with it. Niecy's very irritated. I agree. So Ingrid makes a point that I'm going to argue with here, saying Ezra, Caleb, or Toby can't be Charles because the timing would be off. Yes, I actually thought that. When I did Periscope last night, I thought, you know what, we should be able to figure out who Charles is, because Allie was being chased by Charles while the boyfriends were with the girls at prom. But then I started to think, well, wait a minute, what if the person who was like, you know, having Allie follow them was a minion of Charles's? Now, if you looked at Allie's face, she totally recognized this person. This person could have even been a girl. Cece, Mona, heck, it could have even been Maya, someone who was dead, someone who freaked her out, okay? Although I don't think she ever met Maya, did she? So maybe not Maya. You could tell that she knew this person. So this could be someone that Charles sent for him, you know, just to kind of protect him. And oh my gosh, Tamari thinks Pam is A. That would be so crazy. Emily's mom, that would be so crazy. But anyway, I think that perhaps Charles was not in that red cape, that this was a girl or somebody else that Allie does know, but it wasn't Charles. Therefore, that does clear up all the boyfriends to be A, which I don't know. I don't know. Alicia's asking if I think Kenneth is dead. I really do, actually. I mean, I think it was really weird that Reese was able to get into his house. The door was open when the moms came over. His drink was sitting there. Charles had already threatened him, or someone working for Charles. So I feel like Charles or someone else came in and did something to him. Kidnapped him, killed him, something. I don't think it's good. It doesn't look good. Ashleigh will be done with the show if they do that twin theory. I think Marlene confirmed that there is a twin. Doesn't mean that the twin has to be Charles. Please, let's hope not. So what happened to Creepy Harold? Asked Camille. What do I think about him? I don't have very many thoughts about Creepy Harold. If he has a huge role in this, I will honestly be disappointed. You know, if you don't know who he is, he was like the guy that ran that creepy, like, psycho motel that Mona had her lair in. I'm not cool. I don't care about him enough. He's not developed enough for me to believe that he has a huge role in all this. Alex, that's okay. Don't worry. Camille would love it if one of the moms was A or part of the team. That would be so cool. But you got to think at this point, guys, that Charles is actually a guy and probably someone, not someone's dad. That's what I would think. Janice asked, where have Peter Hastings and Byron been? Good question, but it seems like the parents are always MIA, you know? So Shalisa thinks that Redcoat killed Kenneth. I think that's a good bet here. I don't think that Charles did it. I think perhaps Redcoat or other minions of Charles do his dirty work, or maybe they're doing it because they want to do it. I don't think he's out killing all these people. I could be wrong. So Nisi says, now we know why the girls are the way they are. They were so similar to their daughters. And this is their daughters would have gotten out of that basement in no time, and then they're there lamenting. Yeah, I know. Alita, I think, doesn't think that Lucas is A. So Abigail's saying the first 2 minutes of the finale is on a website. Yeah, you can't put a link here, but maybe we can Google summer finale party, she's saying, and look for that. That would be interesting to see. Do I think Charles is the son of Marion and Kenneth? It would explain a lot, says Ash. For starters, it would explain why A tried to help Toby find out about his or their mothers. So maybe Mrs. D is not his mom after all. Well, okay, interesting. So Kenneth is actually his dad, and that's not what we thought. Yeah, I mean, yeah, so Marion being Toby's mom could also be his mom. I think that would make sense. It's a little bit confusing, but I definitely think it could make sense. Camille asked a question that I have thought about for so long, and I still can't figure out, is what happened to the Allie flashback with the 2 dresses? What are your thoughts on that? This is difficult because when I saw her with the 2 dresses, and I believe this was in the Christmas episode, I thought for sure she had a twin. In the book, she has a twin. But then we find out she has a mystery brother that no one knew about. It has to mean something. I honestly feel like that dress was for Cece, but sometimes I think maybe it's for Bethany because we don't really know Bethany, but it's important, but I don't feel like we have all the pieces to actually put together what that means yet. Does anyone have a very solid clue, or not clue, but theory on who that other dress belongs to? What's up with that? Maybe there's one here. Sashin says, Spencer's barn. Allie was wearing yellow. A dark and stormy night. This is that night all over again. The only thing missing is Allie's death, which I think will happen. You think Allie, well, I know she's not going to die in the finale, and the reason why is that because Janelle, in this great interview that I watched that I won't quit talking about, said that Allie calls them all back together in 5 years. Something else interesting she mentioned in this interview is that they're going to do the time jump, obviously, but she says after this finale for 5 years, the girls are not harassed by A at all, but then they run into some other issues. So I guess that's going to be their way to continue this season and next season, and we shall see. Someone's asking if we can trust Clark, and then someone says, can anyone be trusted? I think both of those questions are, I don't know, although I feel like we can probably trust Clark. I feel like he probably really is an undercover cop. Can we trust anyone? No, not really. Maybe Emily's dad. The Ruthless Gamer says, I think Reese could be good as he met Clark, who is a good cop. You think he's a good guy? Possibly. The other way that I would go on this is I think that Clark was investigating Reese and tried to pretend to be friends with him so that he could get closer to him and meet up with him for something maybe fake, maybe shady, because he knows that there's something up with him. We did get a really good piece of information last night that I forgot to mention in the last show. Not a huge shock, but we find out that Mrs. D is the one who was behind the Karasimi group, who were the people who gave Hannah that scholarship. That may tell us something there. There have been so many clues about twins involving Hannah. There have been times when Hannah was mistaken for Allie. Could that yellow dress be for Hannah? Could Hannah be her sister? Just throwing that out there. Diana watched the interview with Janelle. It was good, wasn't it? Yes. I do love Janelle Parrish, Nisi. Yes. My opinion on Reese, I think I just kind of said. I'm trying to think if I need to leave anything out. He's definitely not Charles. I think they're trying so hard to make us think he's Charles by having the moms think he's Charles. I don't know. I can't say exactly what his complete deal is. I'm not sure if he's evil or good. I really am not. I think he is suspected of things, and I think that's why they have Clark like trailing him, but I don't know. Vanessa thinks the yellow dress is for Charles, Allison's doll, and he just wanted to have a family around. That's possible. Possible. So Ingrid thinks Reese will save the moms. Possibly. Or was he the one who closed them in the basement? You never know. Tony says, I used to think Sasha's weight gain was a part of the show, like with Leighton Meester and Gossip Girl when Blair was pregnant. We discussed this in the last show last week, that I think she's having some medical issues, sadly, that are adding some weight to her, but I think she still looks beautiful. Mona will show up at, oh, okay, so Tony's saying that maybe they're trying to do the hefty Hannah thing, make her look like what Hannah used to look like when she was overweight. I don't know. I think that she does have some medical things, and I don't think she gained weight for the show, but you never know. Do I think Charles would jump off the building in the finale, says the Ruthless Gamer. Deidre is here. Hey, what's up? I talked about this last time, and I don't know. I could see that going a couple of different ways. I could see him jumping, and it'd be a cliffhanger, like, is he dead? Is he not? I could see him telling his whole story and actually dying. Could definitely see that, because that would really, they have to feel really secure, especially if you watch that Janelle interview. Like, they feel like A has been caught. So A is either locked up in a mental place, locked up in the jail somewhere, or dead. Okay, so that's the three things that could happen to Charles. He's not going to get away, and we lose him, and we don't know where he is. That's what I think. So I don't know yet. Not sure. Nikki, hi. Yeah, I do 2 shows now. So I'm doing a 4 p.m. and a 6 p.m. on Wednesday Eastern time. But I'm also next week going to do a Thursday show at 4 p.m. Thinks that Lucas is possibly A. I definitely think it's a possibility. I definitely don't really love that possibility. Once again, we've barely seen him. I don't feel like it's right that we barely see people and then they end up being A. Thank you, Ashley. Says that Sasha has a hormonal imbalance. This is possibly causing the weight gain. She said this on Instagram. Thank you. A lot of people think that Jason will be killed in the finale, says Sylvia. What do I think? I hope not. I kind of like Jason. I think a lot of things are possible in this finale. I think some people could die. I don't think the liars are going to die. I don't think Allie's going to die, but I think a death is very possible. Has Marlene said for sure if someone is going to die? But then you've got to think about it. When people die on this show, half the time they're not really dead, so who really freaking knows? Camille's hoping Charles explains his story before jumping. I'm pretty sure he will. If you've watched that sneak peek where he is getting ready to jump, the girls say, you've told us your whole story, we understand, something like that. So I think he's going to. Diana doesn't think that Reese is A. Me either. Nikki doesn't want Ren to be A. I don't either. Hi, Karen. Thank you for joining tonight. So good to see you. Amanda says about Toby, we're going to talk a little bit about Toby having a twin. Good point right here. Remember that someone said Charles had beautiful eyes. Yes. Maybe he had them put in because Charles perhaps was there when the Jenna thing happened. They've said it several times. Yeah. If we're going to go with what Janelle is saying and a lot of other people, that we have known who Charles is, or they have known, the writers have planned who A is going to be from the beginning, and they've put little clues. Stephanie, I'm just going to shout you out. Jason's too hot to die. Word. Yes, completely. All right. So, yeah, if they have planted these little bitty clues. So Janelle said in her interview, please watch it. It's on my Twitter, Kelly_TV, just because it wasn't really that good of an interview. I'm not being paid to promote this. I just think it's a really good interview. I know I've said it 400 times, but I thought it was really informative. And I'm just telling you guys because I love you and I look out for you and I think you'll like it. She said that if you go back and watch the other episodes from years ago and whatever, that the writers have put all these little breadcrumbs in there for us to try to figure out who Charles is, okay? So the eye thing, Amanda, I think is important. Either this person's wearing colored contacts when they go do their A stuff, or they actually have pretty eyes. Who has pretty eyes in the show? Toby, and I think Ezra, right? Just think about that. Do I think Ezra and Arya will end up together in 6B, says the Ruthless Gamer? I don't know. They're having some serious issues right now. I feel like she wants to be with him in a way and then doesn't. And like every time she tries to kind of hint at that and she feels resistance from him, then she tries to be like, oh, no, never mind. I will say that I felt like Ezra was really weird last night, okay? The whole Thailand trip is weird to me, and I'm not sure if it's true. I think he got caught really off guard when Arya saw that notification on his phone. Of course, she thought he was coming out to see her, and he quickly was like, no. But if he ends up being Charles, that he may have planned a trip out of the country to get away from everyone after he tells everyone that he's Charles. That's kind of what I was thinking. Okay, let's read some other comments here. Nikki has pretty eyes. Are you trying to tell us something, Nikki? Are you Charles? Oh my gosh. So Janice thinks that Wilden makes the most sense to be A. Okay, Daedry, am I saying your name right? Is it Daedry? Because I've been thinking about it and I feel like I'm saying it wrong. But she says that Noel has really deep blue eyes. You know, I really do like Noel. I like him as a character, even though he's like kind of a jerk on PLL, to be real. But I'm not cool with him being Charles because we'd never, ever, ever, ever see him. And that's going to drive me crazy. Yeah, Diamond says that Ezra says no to prom, but ends up dancing with Arya anyway. It was weird. I don't know. He's always so weird. Nikki's going to lock herself in her room and never come out if Reese is Charles. He's not. I feel like I can tell you like 99% sure he's not. Tony says maybe that Ezra is going to Thailand on that mission trip with Nicole. No, he can't move on, please. I'm an Ezra fan. I know he's creepy. He is, but I don't want to see him with another girl. No. So Abigail wants it to be Noel. I have a problem with it being, and that's why I don't love the Ren theory, with Charles being someone we haven't seen in forever. Come on, why? I don't like that. Make it be someone that we always see. Nisi says, Arya, stop giving my babe mixed signals. He said he was going to Thailand for a while now, like 2 weeks. So he said it before last week? Okay, I didn't know that. She is kind of playing with him because I feel like she doesn't really know what she wants. Like, she wants him around. She wants him to, she like really wanted to think like he was coming to California to see her, and she wanted to be like rejecting him and stuff, but he wasn't really doing that. So I think it's interesting. I don't know. You don't think Arya is on the A team, really, Ingrid? You don't? I want her to be. So Adrienne says the producer said that we would know who A is before it's revealed. Well, I don't know. They're saying, what point do I think this would happen? Okay, Daedry, right? Daedry, great. Daedry. I'm sorry, Daedry. I think I'm saying it right. I'm losing my mind. Absolutely losing it. I don't remember how I was saying it, but I think that's right. Okay. Maybe you should phonetically spell it out so I don't get it wrong. We're supposed to find out who Charles is in the first 10 minutes. So my issue with that is I think they thought that we should have figured it out by now. Like, we should know that we should be sitting here right now and knowing who Charles is. And I don't. Do you? I don't. Okay. Matthew says, notice how they slipped in that episode last night that Lucas and Jenna went to prom. Lucas is his Charles suspect and Jenna is Redcoat. Matthew, am with you on that. I thought it was super strange that they brought that up, and that caught my attention immediately because they never showed them, okay? And I felt that was really weird. A couple months ago, there was the most compelling Lucas is A theory. I was so sold on it, I forgot everyone else. Even my favorite Ezra, who I've always wanted to be A, I was like, nope, he's not A. Lucas is A. So if you Google that, because I have it on some of my videos, I put it in the comments. I did a Lucas is A theory, which is so funny. I was so sold on Lucas being A, and I did a theory video. And I think I linked in it the awesome like blog post where Lucas is A and that theory was out there. But that was, people like thought that my Lucas is A theory video was like the least compelling. And I thought it was like the most compelling. So it's weird. It'll be interesting to find that out. Diana says the episode should last for 3 hours. Am I right? Yeah, you are. I mean, I think we're all sad because it seemed like a rumor got out there that like the episode was going to be an hour and a half or something. Of course, it's never even an hour because of all the commercials. And I'm just sad if they really are going to tell us all these things. Like, I'm a bit concerned that we will get all the information. So Nisi said that Ezra said no because he didn't want to drink punch with former students, but since it was supposed to be in Spencer's barn, he agreed. Yeah, that is understandable. Nisi thinks that Paige is Redcoat because they said she would be back, but she isn't yet. So she may be Redcoat and revealed in the finale. So who said she would be back? I want to know that because I don't remember seeing that. So that's interesting. Kristen is asking a question which I have to agree with her on. Does anyone think that it was weird that Clark was following Arya so closely? He didn't really try to get to know any of the girls, other girls as well. Arya could be part of the A team. I found that very bizarre. And I didn't really think about it until someone mentioned it in the last show. And I don't know if it was you, Kristen, or someone else, but I think that's a great point. Okay, like, why was he targeting her? I mean, it even almost went to the point, it was like he wanted to date her or whatever, which I know now was just a cover, but he was hardcore targeting her. And why didn't he try to get close to other people? I find that very strange. I have hoped that she's a part of it. It would be awesome. Kay Minaj says this week was disappointed because she feels like nothing happened. It was like watching cat and mouse in a maze. Definitely it was, just them running around. How do they expect us to figure out from episodes like that? Well, I have no idea how we can figure anything out from last night, really. I was not like, oh my gosh, I wasn't like, I love that episode. No, but I'm trying to give them like the benefit of the doubt here. I didn't expect for us to learn major things last night, but we better be learning them next week, or when you come to my live shows next week, I'm just going to be on a rant because I'm not going to be happy if they played with us, if they're giving us some lame person as Charles, if it looks like Ezra, Toby, or whoever, and they are like, but I'm not really them, I'm their twin. No, thank you. Okay. So please, 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 please. I can't deal. Yeah, where was Mona the entire time, says S. Hayden. Well, I think she was the one wearing the cape and luring Allie everywhere, pretending to be Charles. But that's just me. I feel like she's involved. I don't know if she's a good guy in this or a bad guy in this, but she's working with Charles in some way. She may be pretending to be evil and be doing their dirty work, but she's really doing it to help the girls. Or, I mean, she knows more than anyone. Let's be real here. Or she is actually evil and working with the A-team, okay? So Nikki says in the next episode, Marlene says we will know who killed Toby's mom, who was Redcoat, who was Charles, who was Black Widow, and how Spencer knew Charles. Well, I sure hope so. That would be epic. That would be amazing. I would love it. Nisi says, okay, one of the things you need to know for season 6 on GXOXO's page, Joseph Daughtry. Okay, you're going to tweet it to me. I'm not really sure what that meant, and I probably missed some other comment you made that would have made much more sense. I really like GXOXO's videos, though. They're really good. So Samuel's saying when the moms were in the basement, he expected Kenneth to be there, but maybe Charles took him, and that's part of how the liars find out Charles's story. Yeah. So 2 things have happened here to Mr. D. He's dead, or he's being kept somewhere. He didn't just go out, leave his house unlocked, leave his drink, leave his book open, please. Ashley, what's up, girl? Thinks that Cece is Redcoat and is in charge of everything. Quite possible. She's been my main suspect for Redcoat for so long. Karen says Mona has been up to no good as always because she has not been present lately. Agree. Very bizarre that she wasn't at prom. I'm sure she was doing something. I have missed a ton of comments. I will be honest. They fly by. If I missed yours, just keep posting it. I will get to you. I promise. The Ruthless Gamer says that their predictions are A is Ren or Wilden. Black Widow is Marion. And Redcoat is Sarah. I think that's all very possible. I'm concerned if they try to work the Marion storyline into this episode along with revealing everyone and giving us Charles's story. And it's just the regular hour. I do not think we have enough time for all this. I want to know more about Marion and whatever happened to Toby's mom, but I feel like we don't have enough time. Nikki's asking what if Tippy the bird is Charles? Yes, that's it. I would really hope that it's not a bird. That's funny though. So Abigail hopes would hate it if Sarah or Maya is part of the A-team because Sarah is too new and she loves Maya too much. I don't know what to think about Sarah. I think she's really shady, and I'll always go back to that video that Charles sent the girls where he was acting like he was stabbing her. Let's be real. He really seemed to be in, or she really seemed to be in on all that. That was so bizarre. Either he made her do that or she's working with him. It's all very, very strange. Sashin says, can we list all the people we know Charles isn't? Thank you. Praise to you. We need to break this down. We do. I love it. Let's get focused here. All right. You're saying we can eliminate the people that Allie had a relationship with. I don't know. I don't know if we can or not. I made a point in the last show about Ezra. I know a lot of you don't think that he's Charles. He was in love with Allie. It was freaking creepy. I'll give you that. I really don't want them to go with an incestual route here. But perhaps Charles was in love with Allie in a super weird way because he he really wanted to love her as a brother, but he became like obsessively in love with her and had to write a book about her and everything because he never got to spend time with his sister and he felt bad about it. I could be wrong. I don't know if we can knock any of these people out. Can we say it's not for sure? It's for sure not Ian, Ezra, Wilden, Lorenzo. It's not. It's not going to be Lorenzo. I feel that way anyway. Deidre's asking if I saw the promo of the little kid in PJs. They had a braid. I haven't seen that one. How have I not seen that one? Great. It's probably the person that the dress was for. This is so confusing. Tony thinks anyone is still a possibility. I know. As much as I want to narrow this down, I can't. Nikki has a very good question. Can I do a live chat the day before the finale? Yeah, I could. Vivian says, just finished watching your first show earlier. Oh, yeah, I'm glad you liked it. Thanks for being here. Do you guys want a live show on Tuesday? 4 p.m.? Do you want to do that? Do a 4 p.m. show, definitely, if you guys want to. That's 4 shows. We probably don't want to do more than 4 shows, but we could do that if you want. So let's see. Hoping that Bethany is the twin and not Charles, says Janice. Okay, do I think Bethany is alive, says Camille. Somebody's dead. It's either her or Sarah. So Sarah is pretending to be, or Bethany's pretending to be Sarah, or Bethany's dead. That's what I think. Nikki's seen theories about Garrett being alive and being A. It would make sense. We saw Mona's body and she was alive. I would like it if Garrett is A. Nikki, I don't want Garrett to be A because I haven't seen Garrett in 500 years and I don't care enough about him. I don't know. Everyone wants a show on Tuesday. Let's do it. So I think at this point, I'm not going to do more than 4 shows unless they say that like I'm A or something, and then you'll want to hear why I'm A. But let's do, and I'll tweet all this stuff out. I am Kelly_TV. I believe, yes, those links are underneath here in the description box. If you're not following me, you got that information there. So right now, Nikki, it is 6:41 p.m. where I am, so I'm on Eastern time. So what we're going to do is Tuesday, we'll do a 4 p.m. show. Wednesday, a 4 and a 6. Thursday at 4 p.m. all Eastern time. I will tweet all this stuff out. I will put that in the descriptions of my videos tomorrow. My recap video will go live from this week, so stay tuned for that. Please subscribe if you haven't so you don't miss it. Bubbly Ellie, that's a really cute name. I like that. Would really love it to be Caleb, and if the writers have been really clever, then it could be, but I'm inclined to think that they'll play it safe to please the fandom. They'll make it Ren. Let's think about this here for a second. When you go to my Twitter, because I've asked you to 700 times, I know, but please, you'll love it. If you watch Janelle's interview with E, she said, and this is so much like the Keegan Allen, who is Toby, article from like last year or a few months ago or whatever, that they have been putting breadcrumbs through all of the episodes, okay? Now, do we think that they've been putting breadcrumbs through all the episodes because Harold is A, because Andrew is A, because Reese is A? That is your clue, in my opinion. If you want to narrow down who Charles could be, you have to use that information. They cannot put little breadcrumbs of information about people who are very, very small characters. Therefore, when we try to think that Garrett and Wilden and some of these people are A, I don't see it, because when's the last time someone said anything about Garrett? Where have our breadcrumbs been about him this season? Okay. I feel like it's got to be a main person. Now, that doesn't mean, I'm torn with that being Ren, because I don't feel like we've gotten, I mean, I could be wrong. I may have to really go back and inspect the episodes from this season. Do you guys feel like he's been mentioned or we've gotten breadcrumbs about him? I seriously feel like it has to be someone major, okay? I don't think we can go back and get clues about people who are either we suspect are dead or we haven't seen in 500 years, okay? Alex says Marlene once said that we'd find out the why before the who, which makes me wonder how that's going to work if he's revealed in the first 10 minutes. I have no idea. Sometimes I think she says things and she doesn't realize that when they go and edit it, it didn't turn out that way and then it didn't make any sense, you know? Like she might have meant that and that was what was gonna happen, and then they go edit everything and then they've exposed who it is in the first 10 minutes, okay? Vanessa says, I believe the breadcrumb thing is true because if you go back when Emily finds the letter she wrote to Allie in the book written by Charles Dickens. Okay, I believe it too. I want to believe it. I do not think these people, As much as I know Marlene strings us along and tells us stories and lies, I don't think Keegan and Janelle are going to go out here and lie, and especially like this interview she did was super recent, okay? So, hi, Vivian. Thanks for joining me. Glad to see you here. So, what I think is it's got to be someone major. At least I hope. And we are not getting clues about minor people. We didn't even know who Andrew was, and I know no one really thinks Andrew is Charles, but we didn't know who he was in the first season. Janelle said from the first season, okay? So we've got to think bigger than these people that were pulling back from the dead or these people we have not seen in years, okay? Ruthless Gamer, what do I think we will learn? What do you think we will learn about Bethany? I don't know. Yes, your name's Abby. Thanks for letting me know. I have no idea. Why do we not know about her? When are they going to clear that up? That may not happen next week because they have so much other stuff to clear up. So Nikki says, fun fact, Spencer was going to be A, but Marlene changed it. Or did she? That's interesting. I would have loved that. I still feel like Charles has to be a guy, but I don't know. Nikki's cleaning her keyboard and she sent me the craziest little message ever. That's really funny. So Diamond was thinking who wasn't as cute accused as A. That would be a good twist if that person was A. I think that will happen too. I think if you've been accused as A, if they've tried to make you think the person's A, I don't think they are. It's too obvious. Now, that hurts my feelings, I'm going to be honest, because I love Ezra as A, and I know that he can't be if that's true. That's why I started like getting obsessed last night and thinking about Caleb forever because he fits all of this. He's been on the show forever. We've had weird little things said about him, but nothing super obvious, but weird little things. Do you remember when he had his fingerprints were on that knife that got left out on in the woods, and Toby was involved, and Toby was like, we have to turn this into the police, and he freaked out because his fingerprints were on that, and he had been, accused of a murder before, and he didn't want to get any more trouble. Could it be because if they ran the prints on the knife, they would not show up as Caleb Rivers, but as Charles De Laurentiis or Freddie or whatever this kid's actual name is, okay? Sachin's asking me my top 3 suspects for Charles and Redcoat. Well, as of now, Caleb is my number 1 suspect for Charles. For Redcoat, I need to think about who else it could be. I feel like Ren, definitely. Charles could be Ren, Ezra, Caleb, okay? Caleb, Ren, Ezra. Redcoat, Cece, Cece and Melissa, possibly, and Mona. The name Charles was mentioned in season 2, says Sheena. Also, when the girls talked to Jonah, who looked up where the texts were coming from for Allie, it was a law firm. Melissa Internet. Charles Lang was a partner. Okay, so I never know how to say your name. Elodie? I know that's wrong. Strongly believes that Charles is not Uber A, whereas Black Widow is endgame and the controller of this A game. Completely agree. And I just saw something I'm going to have to address here. Okay, yeah, I think that Charles is being manipulated. Let's talk about this that has been mentioned so many times. All right. A while back, Marlene tweeted that we have seen A from the very first episode, season 1, episode 1. Now, what I'm getting confused with is that she later went back to say she meant that we saw the first A, which is Mona. Has she also gone back again to say that she still stands by that? So the person who is Charles was definitely in season 1, episode 1, or not? Because some people didn't realize that she did say, hey, I meant that the first A was in season 1, episode 1. Please let me know what you think about that. Deidre's bringing up a good point, though. Hannah said, you've been a huge bitch to us, but you told us a story we understand. I don't think she would call a dude a bitch. This is in the preview for the finale. They're standing on a roof. Charles is getting ready to jump, and the girls are like trying to talk him out of it. And I don't think she would call Caleb a bitch either. You wouldn't use that word. You would be so devastated and crushed if it was your boyfriend. So you think Charles is going to be a girl? Really? Is that why we're going to be shocked? Let's get your thoughts on that. What do you think about that? What do you think about the person we know as Charles ending up being like Cece or somebody? I don't like it. I don't like that at all. Or Maya or somebody. I don't know. Camille, I don't know what the difference is between Uber A and Big A. Are there even two of them? Please, I need to know. I'm definitely serious. Janice still thinks it's Wilden. It might be. I read a very compelling theory on that. So Ingrid says, thank you. So I know she was answering a lot of fans' questions, and I didn't see all of her responses. Charles was in the first episode. Was Cece in the first episode? Who was in the freaking first episode? That should make it. That's our way to figure it out. If she did tweet that recently, if she said Charles was in the first episode, all I gotta say is that Ezra was in the first episode. Yeah, this is where I'm getting confused. So Sashin says Marlene said that the first A was in the pilot, but that doesn't mean Big A wasn't in the pilot. Tamara's asking, what if A is Allison? Well, gosh, I don't know. I've definitely had that thought a million times before, because wasn't A Allison in the books? It was her sister, but oh my gosh. Guys, no. Okay, thank you. So we're saying that she tweeted that Charles was in the pilot. Listen, I know, Tony, I'm worried about this. What if that person that she saw last night looked just like her, and that's why she was freaking out? What if A is Allie's twin? Please. Please tell me that's not it. Of course, that's shocking, but please. Why have they told us this whole story about Charles and how he was a little kid and blah, blah, blah? Guys, I'm so worried, because sometimes, honestly, all the time, this show does a lot of weird, crazy stuff. And how many times have they strung us along when they're coming up on a finale and you want to believe them, and you're like, I know that this is going to be real and this is going to be a great reveal and I know it's going to be so real, and then it's not. I'm worried. Okay. So Deidre thinks that it's Cece from that 2-minute clip. Doesn't think it's a guy, at least the main one, which sucks so much, but then makes sense when they used to call A her and said it always felt like a girl. Remember when A used to call them bitches? I mean, that's something I don't see a guy doing either. I could never see Caleb or Ezra or Toby talking to them like that. Guys, okay, all right, here. If it's a girl, I feel like we could discuss this for 400 hours. If this person is a girl, why did they show these flashback videos of a boy? Why have they put all these ideas in our heads? I'm about to freak out. And my brain is exploding with all these different thoughts. Yes, Diamond, I'm going to throw my TV if Allie's twin is A. If the person takes off their mask and they freaking look like Allie, oh gosh, you have to join me on Periscope so you can see me throw my TV out the window. Not really. I'm not going to do that. But this is getting crazy, Niecy. Yes, Marlene needs to stick to the facts. I'm not going to like it if it's a girl. I don't care who it is. I don't care if Marlene is freaking A. Yeah, that would be shocking and stupid. All right. If Charles is Charlotte. I mean, I could see them pulling some stunt like this, because that other dress is going to be like, it was never a guy, it was a girl. They could just be like, oh my gosh, those videos could be tricks, it's thinking that they're looking for a guy who's doing all this, and all along it was a freaking girl. Camille, apparently they said they're not going to make Charles transgender, but now I'm thinking that, I think we're thinking too much. I know I'm thinking too much, but now I'm thinking that, like, they hid away this brother, but brother was to throw everyone off because it was actually a sister that they had. Niecy wants me to stop abusing my TV. I'm not going to abuse it because I love my TV too much. But yeah, the transgender thing is not happening. But someone should have asked Marlene if Charles is totally a guy. I mean, we're not talking about transgender. I'm saying it's a girl, okay? And they were trying to trick us by calling this person Charles. Why did A wear a mask on the roof if he was already a mess to Allie? K. Minaj, that's such a good question. I wish I knew. It makes no sense. Alex says, do you think you'll feel bad for A? If Hannah understands when she's the one who hates him most, do you think you'll feel bad? What would make you feel sorry for him? The only way I can feel sorry for him is if his backstory is terrible and all of the things that he's been doing to the girls were because he was being punished or blackmailed or something terrible and he didn't mean any of it. And if his backstory was truly terrible and his whole life he'd been tormented, yes, I could. Yeah, we are overthinking it. I need help. I need a break. Kristen says theory overload, too many possible A's. I know. Ellie says it doesn't matter what anyone involved in the show says, especially Marlene. Marlene said that Mona was definitely dead. She says all these things that turn out to be untrue, which is unfair. And it's irresponsible, Ellie. Thank you. And she makes me mad, to be honest, because she lies. Let's not even say tricks. She lies a lot, okay? Sasha says Marlene is so crazy. She said in a tweet before that not all the flashbacks are 100% true. Really? It's based on the person who's having the flashback, like what they saw. Let's just, we're going to run out of time soon, but I want to, yeah, okay, ABC Family, Deidre's right. Throwing major shade at Marlene with that promo, no more lies. Had to, that's hilarious. You had to tell me that. That's hilarious. Had her rolling. Let me tell you something else you shouldn't do. Do not pay attention to the tweets of ABC Family because they're like, they don't even communicate with Marlene. I'm convinced. They tweet out the craziest things. Last season, season 5, they were tweeting out stuff about Jason having a twin and all this crap. That's not even true. Okay, so don't go by that either. Yeah, Charlie can be a girl's name, Julia. I'm going to ask you a question. Okay, Stephanie thinks that Charles is a girl. I mean, a guy. 100%. I'm freaking out. Really, Deidre, you don't think Ezra may have never kissed Allie? You're right. He might have kissed her twin. I need help. Am I going crazy? You guys need to tell me right now. Have I lost my mind? I have thought about this so much that I'm dreaming about it, and now I've done 2 shows about it today, and now I've decided that freaking Charles is a girl. Have I seen Keegan's photo on Instagram that hints at a clue being in the picture? No, I haven't looked at my feed yet today. Don't know if this has been discussed or not, but the picture does show Arya, Ezra, and a few others. And what is it, though? So Alex says Marlene actually hasn't lied so far this season. Even though we thought Charles was dead, she kept tweeting Charles as A. Well, that's okay, but she's lied before. I mean, she's definitely lied before. Tyler can't wait for the reveal so we can go back and see all the clues that we missed. Me too, if it's worth it. Abby says, just thought about this right now. It could be Arya's dad. Byron could be A. Looked on IMDb, and he's been in 76 episodes. But how could he be her brother? Oh, my gosh. Janice would hate Toby being A, would never watch again. Diana needs help. I know. We need, like, a rehab for PLL because my brain is, like, rotting. Oh, thank you, Deidre. So Ezra kissing Allie with Spencer reading the diary. Maybe it never happened. Maybe it was the way she remembered it, which wasn't true. Wow. I feel like Marlene tries to justify anything that doesn't add up by saying something crazy like, well, that was just how that person remembered it. So that doesn't really mean that we lied to you. You know, it's kind of ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Samuel says the Maddie Ziegler scene with the CD on the slippers. Maybe she is A and working with Charles or using the name. Maddie Ziegler? I feel like I'm going so, oh my gosh. Yeah, maybe Oliver is a, one of those, what is he, a producer? I can't take it. Like, I want to laugh at this point. Does anyone else hate it when people say on Instagram and Twitter, I know who A is? Yeah, Nikki, I do. They'll be like, come over to my profile and I'll tell you. Whatever. PC says, yes, Maddie is Charles. Boom, solved it. Oh my gosh, Honey Boo Boo is Charles. I would be shocked, okay? That's who it is. So Sheena says Ezra and Ren were in the pilot, but Cece was introduced in season 2 and Caleb was introduced in season 1, episode 13. She stays awake at night thinking about these theories. We are sick. This is not even real life. We need help. Thank you for mentioning that. If she's not lying to us, then you should be able to go to the episode of 1 of season 1, look at who was in the episode. Anyone who's not in it cannot possibly be Charles, and there you have your people. There can't be that many people in it. We can mark off the moms and the dads. Come on. So Julia says, but it is Charles on the roof, and we can for sure say that Spencer, Emily, Allison, Mona, Arya, and Hannah can't be Charles. Okay, let's see. We can knock all those out as well. You ask her the same question and she doesn't know how to answer. Are you talking to me? I don't know. Yeah, little Maddie is young Spencer. I do believe that, Kristen. So when the girls were in the dollhouse, Arya was yelling at the camera. He, she. Oh, I think that was Hannah was yelling at the camera. He, she, it, bitch. So bitch doesn't necessarily have to be a girl. Yeah. Diamond says, what if the fans are A? Oh my gosh. What if they put one of our pictures from Twitter on there and they're like, this random person is A. So stupid. Okay. pretty bad when Emily hated on Aria for being naive and dumb, when Emily's all up Sarah's you know what, not even knowing who she really is. Emily has turned into the most pathetic character, and it is almost time for us to end this. This is crazy, because every girl who is not straight who comes by, she's automatically like, relationship, you, me. I'm like, it's so ridiculous. Please slow down. Really, you forgot to watch it live yesterday and you started crying, Nikki? I'm sorry. Yes, Diana says we all love this show so much that we sometimes think we are on it or that we live on the PLO planet. I know. So here's what's going on. I'm going to tell you some stuff that's coming up. Tomorrow I'm going to have my recap video sometime, probably in the afternoon or the evening. I'll have that up. Next week, we're going to do 4 live shows. We'll also be Periscoping. I'm going to try to be live on Periscope for the entire show, East Coast time. I need to tweet all this stuff out. You guys, please, you can continue this conversation with me. This video will be up. The other chat from earlier tonight or today is already up. So comment whatever you think of, something cool or a new theory or whatever, because I'm sure I'll think of new things when this ends and we can talk some more. I think I need to take like a few minutes to take a break because my brain is exploding with new theories and I can't take it. But I just want to thank you guys so much for being here. Like, seriously, how fun is this? It's so fun for me anyway. It was so fun in the last show and this show, and I love it. Sarah says Ren is 100% A, probably. But I just want to tell you guys I love you guys. Emily's ex-boyfriend, Ben, is definitely A. Totally. The mailman in season 5, episode 2, who was in there for 2 seconds, it's Charles. Okay. But anyway, I love you guys, and I hope you continue this conversation with me on either Twitter or on my videos in the comment section. So I will see you tomorrow in my recap video. So bye, guys. I will miss you, but I won't be too far. Just tweet me or